Guys, welcome to, as the title says, 11-year-old Sharon Reynolds performing on TV. Let's watch. Let's talk about it, Sharon. Sharon Reynolds, I am pumped because today we are looking at one of your favorite bass lines, one of my favorite bass lines.
One of everyone's favorite bass lines.
Yes, maybe one of everybody's favorite bass lines. We actually had Joe Dart in the studio. He talked about this as one of his favorite bass lines. I feel like almost everybody we interview mentions this in some regard. Of course, I'm talking about the 1973 smash hit for Sly and the Family Stone, If You Want Me to Stay, off of the record Fresh. Now, Sharon, who did you think played on this record originally?
I was going to say Jamerson. Obviously, Larry Graham.
Yes, I thought it was Larry Graham forever.
I just assumed because Sly and the Family Stone.
And Larry Graham was a bass player in Sly and the Family Stone until he was forcibly removed, booted from the band, went on to do Graham Central Station, play with Prince, all these other things, and Rustee Allen replaced him.
Mind blown.
A mere 22 years old, goes into the studio with his early 70s jazz bass and plays one of the most iconic bass lines of all time. So in this video, yes, of course, we're going to teach you how to play this bass line. We're going to show you some different techniques that you can use. We're going to talk about the gear. Of course we are. Guys, in the description, go grab the tab and notation. It's going to have exactly what Rustee Allen played in the intro and the first sort of 2 cycles through the progression before Sly starts to sing. And stick around because I have Sharon's consent and we are going to show you something that she has not wanted anyone to see.
Consent is a strong word.
Permission?
Begrudging permission.
It is both adorable and a little bit embarrassing. Stick around.
Mostly embarrassing.
Are you going to show us how to play it?
I'm going to try.
No! What does Yoda say?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Yes, I'm going to show you how to play it.
And one thing to note before Sharon plays you this intro, this is one of those tracks in the 70s that is sort of like was recorded in between keys. We're not sure. I sort of love to think of like Rustee Allen just picking up his bass and like whatever and just starting to play and like the vibe overcomes the studio and they're not tuning up to perfect 440, but it also could have been very speed on the tape, right? There's that whole thing that happens. Regardless, this isn't in B. It's not in B flat. It's somewhere in between. We're going to show it to you in B.
It's in between.
Thank you. Thank you, Shaz. Yes.
I'll walk myself out. If you want to play it to 440, obviously you can just play it along with us, or take the track, drop it into moises.ai, and there you can go and change the tuning, and it'll allow you to put it to 440 and just play it without trying to figure out what the hell they're tuned to. All right, let's go. That push.
It's so, those.
And now?
Yeah, the pushes.
Gorgeous. And that transition.
And the way he gets in. Yeah. Dum, dum,
so
ga-dum, dum, dum.
Oh my God.
Dang.
So it's kind of like almost chromatic. Starts on the F sharp and then chromatic up to the B.
Yes.
It's like a slight push.
Yes. Yes.
And then.
Ooh,
so
dang.
simple.
That is just great. And you are getting a great sound on your bass right now. How are you approaching that? Put your bass like this. Show me what you're doing with your right hand. Are you playing thumb?
I'm playing thumb, yeah.
Yes. But then how are you getting the 16th notes?
I'm doing your favorite thing that you hate. So I'm doing like a...
Between thumb and index. Oh. Whoa, that's so cool. So you're palm muting.
Yeah, so I've got my palm here. I'm muting with my palm, and then I'm plucking the E string with the thumb and the A string with my index finger.
Awesome. You get a really nice sound. Ooh. So check this out. I was doing this dive and the incredible Chris GC, who is like one of the best interviewers in bass of all time, who used to interview for Bass Player Magazine, did an interview with Rustee Allen. And It was really interesting, some of the stuff he said. So he talks about this short, long eighth note feel, which we're going to get to in the main part of the tune here, which Allen attained using thumb plucks.
He had a thing with that thumb, and he had that stuff down real tight.
So essentially similar to what you're doing, Sharon, but not using the index, just using thumb. And Rustee says that's Larry and Sly's trademark bass approach. Like on Everyday People by Sly and the Family Stone, it's sort of a light slap in which you hold your thumb perpendicular to the string, and just using the side of your thumb, you strike the string, sometimes using a little bit of your nail, and you control the note's duration with your left hand, right? So if I were playing a B,
Yep.
right? So I'm not getting my nail in it, but what I'm doing is kind of just using my thumb back by the bridge. I'm muting a touch, but I'm also using my left hand to control the duration. This is so cool. And then he says, I learned that from Sly, who's a great bass player. He actually took it even further than Larry by incorporating upstrokes and downstrokes the way Victor Wooten does so incredibly now.
Like a double thumb kind of a thing?
Yes. And I feel like I hear, even just in the simple bits, there's a couple times where he plays.
Just like little like hiccups. Yeah.
Just these little bit of like down, up, down with the thumb, which is just so sick. And there is some confusion. Sly actually recorded bass for the demo of this, then gave it to Rustee. Rustee took it and ran with it. And I feel like we should dive into the actual main part of the bass line. Show us how you play it, Sharon.
I usually play it kind of like the way I play the intro, using my index finger and my thumb.
Yes.
That's kind of how I'm going. Like,
Yes. Yes.
that's kind of the vibe. And remember, if you want to learn any of this craziness from the intro all the way to all the variations, trusty tab and notations down below in the description. Okay, it makes sense how he gets that, like, smacking tone, because that's the one thing that I can't.
Oh yeah, that snap.
I was, like, snapping it, but...
And are you doing it here? I feel like I'm hearing...
Oh, up high.
It might be up here. And you can just take your thumb and play that harder to get that sound. But let's actually go through this main part of the bass line and sort of show you what's going on. And before we play it, let's just show you the chords it's based on. It's based on a B minor. And then we're playing A major, D major, G major, and then there's an F sharp. Okay, but Rustee's playing an A when it goes to the F sharp, which would imply an F sharp minor chord. But everywhere in charts you see it will call this like an F sharp dominant chord or whatever. It's like a 5 chord, but it's dominant, meaning that it has the major third.
It's like super ambiguous.
But he doesn't, if he played, then it would be a dominant chord, but he is defining the chord as a minor chord, a minor 5 chord. But I sort of think it's like funk rules sometimes, where sometimes thirds are a little slippy slidey and no big deal. So I think sometimes like the organs and guitars are maybe playing it as a dominant chord with its major third, and Rustee, because there's something kind of funky about playing the minor third, right? Instead of playing the absolute major third and calling it a major chord. Well, everybody else is playing a dominant. He's playing that funky minor third, which is cool. So let's just look at this sort of thumb bounce that he was inspired by Larry Graham to do, and then I'll show you how to play the bass line. So a great thing to do is just on B, you can do it here, or you can do it here. And the idea is to kind of accent the downbeat, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're accenting the quarters. but you're making them short, right? And it's not this.
It's so easy to get there, though. Like, when you're playing this and you're not zoned in on, like, it's so easy to get to.
Right. Oh, that's really good, because there's two sort of mistakes you can make. Like, even if we're just thinking about the one note, one mistake you can make is just playing without accents. Okay, that would be short long without accents. And it just sounds a little polite. You really have to, like, dig into that first one. The other mistake, of course, is just making them all long notes. Just thinking, oh, it's eighth notes, and playing this. Boy, that doesn't sound funky, right? Imagine this. Sharon is just like grimacing at the camera, like, boy, that ain't funky.
Look, man, we'll get there in a second, but I have a lot of trauma around this.
Okay, so I love YouTube. You probably love YouTube. But let's be honest. It's not the best platform for in-depth teaching. Enter the SBL Academy. At SBL, we break down the bass with a curriculum-driven approach that spans from complete beginner level to super advanced. We also cover all kinds of genres, skills, and techniques, all brought to you by world-class bass instructors. And best of all, you can get started today for free at trysbl.com. And even in that first thing, when he starts that deal of playing...
Yes.
There's a couple of times where he does that little double thumb flick.
Oof.
Right? Like, even just, and it's really sort of buried, and it's not a big part of the line. But check that out, and if you want to get that vibe, it's just about playing down with your thumb and then lifting up with the nail. And then this thing really goes for it here, and then kind of hunkers down.
I can't get that tone.
I feel like you just really have to hit it hard. But it's also, I will say, there is this like bark that a Fender bass, not saying, I mean, you're playing a very lovely RKM bass right now. But there is like a character of like
Absolutely.
digging.
Yeah, it's got like
that happens on a Fender. And actually, as I hear it, that might be where he plays it on the record. But I find that, like, when I'm playing it, I don't know. I feel like I have just a little more control of it there.
That's fair.
Let me just say, look, you can play this like Sharon demonstrated playing it with thumb index. I'm trying to do the Rustee thing of just playing it all with thumb, which is Larry Graham's thing that he did on Everyday People, where he's just really playing one note. This kind of thing. Then Victor Wooten took that, and started to play the double thumb thing, which is very cool. One other thing I want to say is you can also play this with a pick.
Yep. Ooh. That is so surprising to me. I don't know why. The fact that it sounds that good with a pick is just like, whoa.
It's about palm muting, and it's still, you have to control the release with your left hand. And I don't know that we've said much about that yet. So something to do is get a little bit of left hand muting, meaning that these fingers are in front of your note. So I'm muting in both places. I'm muting back by the bridge, and I'm also muting in front of the string. And then to get the lift so that it's not just this, to get the, I am literally, it's such a subtle thing. It's I'm playing and then I'm lifting off, and then I'm playing and then I'm lifting off. That's that eighth note bounce.
Which kind of leads us to the fourth way you can play this, which is without the pick, but just instead of palm muting on your right hand, just doing the palm mute on your left hand, which is what I used to do, which is also the easiest way to fall into not getting the right accents at the right short, long. In theory, so if I'm not palm muting on my right, so now I'm just doing classic 2-finger pluck, and I'm going.
Yes. Yes.
So totally possible to completely skip this palm mute and just do it here. I find it to be a little bit easier to forget to keep that going. Like, it's easier for me to just palm mute it here and then it kind of does it by itself. But when I do it here, I feel like I kind of, it breaks easier.
I feel like the people are ready, Sharon. I feel like the people are ready.
Oh, would you look at the time?
You guys, are you ready for this? I don't think you are. Check this out.
The only person ready for this on the planet is my mom. Oh my God.
It's so funny. Guys, welcome to, as the title says, 11-year-old Sharon Reynolds performing on TV. Let's watch. Let's talk about it, Sharon. Look at Sharon and her tiny P-bass. Sharon, it's so awesome.
I actually had some grit there. That's impressive.
It sounds
and
awesome.
now I slow down. And this is...
And you're playing short long.
Yeah, for now.
And then you sing. Look at this cat. Look at this cat in the back putting his head in his hands. He is overwhelmed with adorableness. That's why. Sharon. You sound awesome.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll survive.
Oh, it's awesome. Hey, what a... Woo, dang.
But do you see see how I'm no longer short longing this?
You have PTSD from this. No, listen, this is an incredible feat. I mean, to play this and sing this in front of all of your peers on television.
I had no shame back in the day. Somewhere along the line, I grew shame. It's a bummer.
Listen, I mean, R.I.P. Sly Stone, right?
Absolutely.
We just lost Sly. But I feel like if Sly were to see this, he would think it was amazing. I think it's amazing. You guys, thank you so much. Give a shout out to Sharon. And also in the comments, let us know what bass lines, what artists you want to see us tackle. We read this stuff. We try to make this stuff for you. But we thought with Sly's recent passing that it was absolutely time to do this incredible bass line. And I couldn't believe that it wasn't Larry Graham. I couldn't believe it. Shout out to Rustee Allen. What an amazing line at 22 years old. Playing this iconic line, just so incredible. Rustee, if you ever see this,
Please come.
would you come on SBL and show us how to play this? Let us know in the comments if you want Rustee to come on and show us how to play this bass line. We want to make more of this content for you, so like and subscribe. You know how you got to do it, because we will bring you more amazing bass lines. We'll dive in. It's going to be a blast. Until then, we'll see you later.
I almost dropped my phone.
Drop my phone.
Ding!
Ding.
That's probably...
Ding.
I'm hearing Sly singing in the background. Yeah.
I love when you like and subscribe to Scott's Bass Lessons.
Look, viewer, I am as shocked as you.
You're too young to remember the Toyota jingle? I love what you do for me, Toyota. YouTube. It'll just take a minute. Oh my gosh, it comes up right here.
I love what you do for me.
Not the right melody. No. Ready?
Is ours.
I love when you like and subscribe to SBL.
Oh.
Maybe.